guys, I just take a quick shower to be more awake, but I think that didn't work, so let's continue anyway. So get back to the app.file.ts, remove this line because we don't need it anymore. And so to solve this problems, we need to add API here. We need to have all our controller API here and to not specify the API URL in each controller. That will be a lot of work to do. We will just add API in before each controller. So we will use API like this. Maybe modify the use method like this and specify API here. So that's it. And if we try again, so we can see that that is taken, that work. So if we try, you can see that that's will actually work. So we will now solve this problem, the name required problem, because actually we specify the name, but that is not taken into account. So we will check out why we have this error. So let's go back to our code and let's debug to see what happened. So if I debug my code, let's go back to the controller, the raw controller, and we'll just add a breakpoint here. So if you guys notice, and if you already checked what we have in the folder, you can see that I already added a launch.json file that contains a configuration to debug the project. So you can see here the configuration. So we just add a breakpoint here in the role controller in the create endpoint, and we will just go back here and hit the run and debug button. So we will wait for the debugger to build, and we have an error. So let's see what actually happened. So yes, we have an error here in this folder, but I think this is the library, so we can just debug and continue. So we will just debug anyway. Okay, actually we can debug with this problem, so we need to see what happens. Okay, we already have a use on this method, so we just stop this one and run again. Debug anyway. So that's it. So we have our breakpoint here, and that's not reached actually. Don't know why. We can reach our breakpoint. Okay. Okay, confirm, because I think we have a problem with the framework actually. So let's stop the code and see what we can do. So okay, sorry, I didn't see that. We just need to install in dev dependency this package, because it's a type package for because I think because we use TypeScript, we first need to install this package. Sorry, guys. So let's close this and install this package to solve the problems. So we can stop revise these problems. So let's run again. Let's run and debug again the code. So that's it. Everything is okay, and still not reach. I can still not reach this code actually.
I finally found out why I can debug the code source last time. This is because I was not pointing the debugger to call the index.ts file. So I just add an argument, and now I can debug the code source. And I just add this configuration. I add an argue. I, de- I just add this configuration and DCC. You can take a quick look and change your configuration. Sorry if you already don't. So let me get back to the and I also forgot in the container file. I also register all the controller I have. So because if you don't register the controller, you can't actually debug the source code. It worked last time. Even I don't register the controller, but now that I register the controller, I can now reach all the breakpoint I added I add into the code source. So now also wanted to change all this. Also wanted sorry to refactor the sign up service. So actually, I don't want to use a sign up service. I just want to use directly the user service into the auth controller. So I will remove this source code and try rewrite again the endpoint. So let let me write again the endpoint, the sign up endpoint. So I will just grab the auth service here and put it on the right, split the screen into so I can take a quick look each time I want to write the each I can take a quick look sorry each time. So now I will just copy paste everything I had here. So I will import mongoose because I don't have mongoose. And this is an async method. And I will add a try catch block. And I will just copy my source code. So yes, I need to check now if the user already exists in the database, and I need here to instead of using an auth service, use directly the user service. So I will just to make everything easier, just regenerate again the comment using the tool I showed you earlier. That's it. And now we will use the user service and get a single user using an email. So to get the email, we will just get the user from the body. So we will get the user from the body. So the user is request body, sorry. And now we will check if the user, if we have a user, and if you have a user, and if we don't have a user, I will just return a bad request because in our case that means that if you don't send anybody, typically you are making a bad HTTP request call, so we just return a bad request statute code, so we will return a response status HTTP sorry HTTP statute code bad request and send a bad request message or just send a message like this. So we use the enum http error message enum bad request. So that's it, and we will return the same thing in the catch the catch block part. Let me reduce a little bit this RAM so you can actually see what I'm doing. So in the catch block I will return also a bad request. And okay, now that I do all the return for error case, so now we will check if a user exists in database, and now we will grab this. If he does, we will return a conflict HTTP status code. So a conflict, that means that if we get that in the front end, we will show a message to the user that user already exists in the database with this email, so he can change his email to create a new account. So actually that we check this, we will create a tenant for the user. So to create a tenant for the user, we will just grab our code here, and also to before that, I just want to roll back the transaction if something gets wrong. So to not forget, I will just roll back the transaction about the transaction and close the session in a finally block. So finally we will call our session and end it like this, and we can add an await attribute. So that's it, and we also commit everything, do not forget. So before sending any request, any success request, we also commit the transition. So session commit transition. So that's it. So now I need a tenant service also. So we will use tenant service. Okay, I will just remove this comment and regenerate the comment later on. So let me continue the coding. Also, this comment, I will delete this comment. So now we will create a tenant. So you actually need to create a tenant. So a tenant will be so our tenant will be this. So our tenant, we will stack the tenant into a variable because this return an array of tenant with one value. So we get the only and one value from the tenant. Uh, from the tenant, yes, result. And okay, that will be this. Oh, sorry. Okay, that's it. And we will just check. We just, sorry, we will just check the tenant content like this. So we do this like this. So we will check if something is inside the tenant. And if something is inside the tenant, we will just get the first value. And in the else block, we will just return a new value. Sorry. So we have a tenant interface on new type. So that's it. We have our tenant, and now we will just sorry, we will assign the tenant to our user like this. Sorry, let me get comfortable. So now we just assign our tenant to the user like this, and now that will be the role. So I will get, let me get the role like this. So we will get the role, the admin role. So because yes, I already explained this in the last session. Because each time a user will register, he will have an admin role. So let me add the role service and just the role service. So private with only role service. So that's it. Let me reorder all the injection in the constructor. So that will look a little bit beautiful. Sorry. So I think I might need also a bureau token service. So I will also directly inject this service also. So our bureau token service is injected. I will need basically I just need everything in this authentication service. So I will just grab everything I have left this service, so I will use this service also, and that's it. So I will use an encryption service, and that's it. Now I can generate my comment using the tool I show you later on. So this tool, Mintlify Writer, an AI documentation generator. Sorry. Okay. So it's done. Let me continue, because actually what the tool does, why I use the tool after I finish my writing my method function. So basically the tool read everything you have in your function and try to describe it in the documentation. So you can each time use it to read everything, and check if that match with what you have in your method. So in that, so doing so, you can have each time you can have a documentation, and you can remember what you code if you get back on the project long time after. So let me continue. So we will grab the role, and now we will encrypt the password. After this, encrypt the user password, and then we will create the user. After that, we will create the user as always. If we use a session client, that will return an array of user with only one value, and that's the only way that work. And we just grab the one user, the one created user, the only one created user. So our created user will be this. So we will just check. We have this condition. Sorry, and we will use if the user if the list contain the only one created user, we will grab it. So we will have created users at index 0, and if not, we will have a new value. And after we did that, we will generate a token for the created user. The token will be the token the user will use to store all the information and all the expiration date where the user should be disconnected from the platform. So we will store the token in this variable. So we will now use the bearer token service, and for 24 hours the token will be available. So now that we did that, sorry, I have something that is on the left hand side of an assignment expression may not be an optional access. Okay, so what I do need to do, I don't really understand. Not have an optional property. So I need to add this instead. So that's done. And now that we created our token, we will commit our transaction, and after return a to return. Now we will return the CSS static code. So 201. So the created static code, and return the created user. And actually that's it. So now I think we don't need this file anymore, so I will close this file, and now I think we can test this code source. So I will debug. Now before that, I will just generate my comment. So let me generate the comment. So let me read if that match with the code I wrote on the endpoint. So it's create a new user, a new tenant, and assign the user to the tenant. So yes, I don't think I need to detail more. The documentation is clear. So let me continue. Let me start actually the server and start Postman. let me reduce a little bit this, and you can actually see more of the screen. And so now I will create a post request with a local host in the port 5003, and we will use this we will use this endpoint. So the endpoint will be that no need the bearer because we sign up, and we will use a raw body and a JSON type. So let me actually write the name. So what we will need. So we will need, let me check the user interface to see what we have. So we have a full name. So we will use a full name, and we'll say Jamdo, and the email. Email. We will say John. Actually, this is an email. John Doe mail.com, and we will need a password, and actually I will use fake pwd 517 alt, and we will just you just add a breakpoint here, and we can debug everything using the breakpoint. Let me actually yes, just debug everything like this. So actually you can see that I reached my breakpoint, and okay, I understand. Sorry guys, I need to stop the server again because I don't start my replica set. So last time, I don't know if I explained the replica set where you are using transaction and section client on MongoDB. You can actually use a regular MongoDB database. You actually need to use a replica set to run transaction so I will start the replica set. So actually I think I have in my note how to start the replica set. So this is the replica set I am using for actually the source code I'm selling on Code Canyon. So actually this is a part that I use. So actually this is a replica set I'm using for the software I'm selling on Code Canyon. So actually I'm selling the software on Code Canyon. And beside my 9-to-5 job, I work few times on this. I just work when I found some time, and now I'm also doing this project besides. So let me change this. I will just use the repository I prepare for the replica set. So all the data will be stored in this path. So I just need to add this path. So let me actually add this path. So that's it. So we will change the port also. So the port will be 27,000. So that's it. So that is running. So already explained this. When you install run ls, you can use when you install and you hit the command, you will use this this sorry you will use this you will use this you will use this parameter to set a bar, to define a bar, and after that you will use also the db paths to locate where the data will be stored, and the keep to skip purging, because each time you run a replica set, all the data in the database is purged. So you will need to actually do not forget do not forget sorry do not forget to add this this argument to avoid purging the database. So actually that is run. So we will reload. We will sorry, let me format a little bit the document. So we will rerun again the server to start doing our test with Postman. So you can see that that is actually connected to Mongo database with this connection string. So now that we are connected, let me run again the test and see what we have. So I hit my breakpoint, so let me continue. So actually you can see that we have our body with our data. So we will still continue. So actually he says that okay, there is an error. So let me check actually what is the error. So that say that okay, cats yes, sorry guys. Actually I was using here an ID. I just need an ID here instead of an email. So what we will do is that we will use the single by get a single user by email. So I just forgot I just used the wrong method. So let me add this and rerun again. So let me run again. So okay. So now that we have a new value, so we can continue. Okay, now we create a TNet and we get our TNet. So you can see that we have our TNet ID. Sorry. So you can see that we have our TNet ID, and where we get our role. So we have a new role. So yes, we have a new role because we have. So I need to stop again. Sorry guys. So I just forgot to actually feed the database with our role. So let me actually, because I remember that I just say sorry, I just had an endpoint, so to create a role. So I will just create all my role. So that will be very quick. So let me actually do this before I continue. So here we have the role endpoint, and we have a post method. Sorry, and the body we will just have like the other one. We have a JSON body, so we have just a name, nothing else. So a name with the admin role. Sorry guys, the server is stopped, so I just actually need the server running to create this. So now that is run, now I create a admin role, so a viewer role. So the viewer role is created. So now that the viewer role is created, we will run again our test. So let's see what we have here now. So we were here. So we have a role and we have a password encrypted. You can see that the password actually is encrypted, and now we have also an error. So why? So yes, actually we need to add this field were required. So I just need to add all the required field for the user from the user. Sorry, because if I do not, actually I can start the user. So I have another error. So let me see everything that is required here. So the full name is required, the email, the password, and the agree with them, and the tenant. So actually we just need to agree with them. So basically I just make this required because like on any other software you actually need to agree with them and condition before continue. So just basically need to read them, but we all know that nobody read this thing. This is the rule. We can change the rule, so you actually need to read and agree with term and conditions. So we agree with term and conditions, and now actually I just figure out that I need to have a check on this also. I just need to check this also. So before hitting the endpoint again, the endpoint, sorry, I can say that the endpoint again, I will check that. I will check yes, I will check that actually user. So I don't think I need to do that in the backend. That will be very easier to do that in the front end. So where before creating, where when the user will try to sign up, I will directly check if the user hit the checkbox to agree with them and condition before sending the user to the back. So that will be a lot more easier. Sorry. So let me reload the server and run again to test. So let me move the breakpoint here to skip all the code we already checked. And we got this. Now we create a user. We have a user and we can generate a token. We have an error. So why? So a payload is what? Expected a payload to be a plant object. And what we got here, we got a full object. I don't know. Let me run again this. Okay. So a payload to be an object, and we got everything. So let me check from the other application was coding to see what I do, because I just forgot what I sent. So let me see. Sorry guys. I think I just store just the user ID, and yes, I just need the user ID, nothing more. So let me stop this. and just generate yes. A user ID. User ID and let me see, actually just forgot what I do in other application. Yes, I just need the user ID and his email. So let me start the user ID and his email. Sorry, create the user, and that's it. Now I think we will got everything okay. So I hit the breakpoint and we generate a bearer token. That's called a bearer token. Let me see actually what it look like. The token is there, so we get our token and we commit our transaction and we send our user in the as a JSON. Okay, now we have our first endpoint. Let's create our sign up endpoint. So guys, let's create our sign in endpoint. So now we will create our sign in endpoint to create the sign in endpoint. Sign in, so a request. Actually, a request. There we go. Let me see something quickly. Same. We need a response. So we have our response, and that will be a post method, and we will define a route also. So the route will be like here. Before I have our route before, so the route will be yes, the route will be sunny. Now we have a try catch block. Let me use this shortcut. So we have our try catch block, and after we have our try, we just grab the user from the body, and we do it like this. So user from the body. Actually, I don't know if I can. Yes, I'll grab a user from body. We will find the user from the database. So we will use the same method, the same user service, so that we inject. So we get single user by email. Sorry, actually this is email. Sorry, user instead, user email, and we will add the await property. So now that we check, so we will say that if the user exists, we will generate a token. If the user exists, we will generate a token for the user and send a success status code. So yes, the success status code. Sorry, and if not, if we can find any user in sorry, we will, before check the password here, and if the password are okay is okay, sorry, we will generate a token and send a statue code. And if the user is not okay, we say that I think we already we say bad credential or something like this, so something like that, sorry. I will just return a bad request each time, and in the front end part, I will just tell the user that the credentials are invalid, because actually we don't want to let the user know that this is, so his email is not fine is not found sorry in the database, or his password is not okay. We will just actually, like in any other application, we will just tell the user that you need to check the email or the password, because of something. Yes, just not give any clue to the user, because this is his credential. He's supposed to know them. So we will return a statue code about request. Let me just grab that in here and also here. And now we will check the password. So we will decrypt the password. Actually, I think I need to populate a role, because I will need the role also in the front end. So I will just need the user role here. Let me already also populate this, and I think here I will also need role here, and here also, so that the password we have, so we will use the encryption service, and we say that we want to compare the password. So we will have the clear password from the formula, from the form, sorry, not the formula, this is actually French, the form, and we will pass the hashed password, so the password from database to compare the password, so that need to be true, otherwise we can also return a bad request, because actually if you return a you can actually return a, actually I think we just here return a bad request here, but we can return a for one statue, that means that the user is not authorized to connect, so we will return a not actually I don't remember, I think it is not authorized or something like this, I just need to check statue code. Yeah, notarized, sorry, notarized. So we will return a authorized. Let me see how actually is right is written. So notarized, authorized. So that is done. If we don't have, if the password is not correct, we return a result. And unauthorized status code. We return an write static code and we will send an unauthorized message. Like sorry, I'll write unauthorized. I forgot the E. Unauthorized, and the error message will also be something like that. You are not allowed to access this resource. We just add a message and send a message to the body. Have error message in name not authorized, sorry. And if the password is correct, I say that we will generate a token. Like here, just generate a token. We say that the user token will equal this. So we will have this, and I think I will ask the user if he want the software to get his password remembered for but I will set this in the source code directly. We will set this directly, so we will use the remember me. I think we had this in the model. The remember me. Yes, I got this. The remember me. So if we say that we say yes, we say that the expire in will equal user remember me equal true. We will have 7 days. Yes, I think we have no. Yes, we have 7 days. Else we have 24 hours. So the expire in will be, I think, yes. I think the expire in will be this. Why I add this? Let me remove this from here. And that's it. So we will have something like this. Okay, now that is done. What should I do? Yes, nothing else. I think I should just return a CSS static code and send the user JSON into the body, inside the body, sorry. So we will just return a result we just return yes, sorry, give me a second. Yes, we just return a static code. Okay, so that will be http static code enum. Okay, and we just send the JSON, the user inside the JSON like this. So we will use the user in the local storage later on. So I think that is okay for the sign up. So actually let's generate a documentation and test the user we create yearly with Postman. So now that is done, let reload our server. It's reloaded. Let's have a new tab for sorry. Let's have a new tab for the sign in. Sorry, have a new tab for the sign in. So we will grab our user like this. So or body again, row body and JSON, and we will just let the user and the password here. Sorry, I'm used to Control and S to save every on on VS Code. So just hit that. Sorry, and we don't need a bearer token because actually yes, we wanted to create one. So we want to create one. So yes, as you can see, as you can see, as you can see, you get a token. So guys, you have your token. Your token is ready. You can connect each time. So yes, everything is okay. So now we will. I think we need more. We need to. Yes. So now that we have the sign up done, ready or done, we will just create a new endpoint also to update the password. So we'll have a new sorry, I'm hungry. And update the password and each time. Yes, I'm lazy, so let me copy and paste. And we will update the password. Also a post request, and the root will be I think the root will be actually we will use a put instead, and we have no root because we will use the default root. We have nothing more, and we let's use the try catch and directly return a bad request here. And after we done that, we will get the user that is trying to update his password. So actually we will get the user get the user from the database, and actually from the request body also. So in the request body we will have so I just actually need to add the tag because I just want to avoid yes, user interface. I just want to try to avoid a lot more as possible using any type. So because if you add your cursor here, you drag your cursor here, you can see that the user has the any type. So basically, if anyone else is working with you actually, and yes, by doing that also you can see that you have yes, we have not catch anything here because we have actually just a little bit broadcast between these two types. So here we have Ethernet interface or null Ethernet interface. Since we have any, the code is work because we have Ethernet that is not null. Assume that our Ethernet was null, we can get everything wrong since the beginning. So for someone who code with you, you can actually see that the user have this type instead of any, so the code is more readable. And here also you can catch a lot more error, and because if we made a mistake here while while we are creating a tenant and something get wrong, we can actually, and that we don't have a tenant created, we can get the user not linked to any tenant, and basically later a user will create an account and actually do not have any tenant linked to his account, so that can be bad. So I actually now the thing we will do is that we will just use a negative here, a negative here to say that we need the tenant to be not null. So yes, null, sorry, have a tenant interface type or a null type. So that's it. And now here we do that. Here also we will need to do that. So we will need the user here. We will need a user here. So user interface equal request body. And now that we have that, we will check if actually we have a user. If we don't, we will return like this, a not found, user not found. So here we know that our user already exists and he is trying to update his password. So what we can do is actually let the user know that we can find his email like in any other application software. So we can find his email that he is trying to use to update his password. So we use when I not found, sorry. So we just use a random message and do everything in the front end. So we have a not found anyway. So data is not found. So we had a not found, and now that we have a not found, we will just grab the user password. So we will say that the old password will be replaced by the new password, but hashed, the new hashed password. So we will also, like we did here, we just encrypt the password like we did here. So we copy and paste that. So the password will be replaced by the new password coming from the body, the request body, and we will assign the new password, the encrypted new password to the old password to the user from the database. And now that is done, we will just save the update the user. So we update the user and say that the user we update the user. Also, do not forget to say that the user is updated to catch it that on the password update. And we will say that we want to update the user. So basically, we will say that the updated user is this user service update the user. So actually, I think I need to because in MongoDB when you populate something like this, will you populate? Sorry, I need to. Sorry guys, I forgot to add this. So I forgot to add this because if you don't, you can make. Actually, I think you can make the code work. So you need to execute the code source like this to make the code work. Yes, I think you don't because I just test everything with Postman and that worked very well. So don't need to add this, but I just add it in case. And now, as I said, when you populate something here, uh, the the thing will be populated, but in MongoDB, the role instead being an object, it will the code need to have the role ID, the role variable have as have his ID has value. So instead having before updating instead of having the object as value where we are trying to update the user, the MongoDB need to have the role has value his ID. So instead we'll use his ID like this, DB user or we will check the role. You see, say that DB user. So actually what we'll do is check if the role as object exists. If the role object exists, we will use after this his ID. And now we will update the DB user, and now that we can send a OK statue like this. I'm so lazy, sorry guys, and that's it. You can have done actually in the design body the updated user. So that's it. Let me generate a comment and let me actually generate a comment. So let me generate a comment. A comment will be this. So you take a user object from the request body, get the user from database, encrypt the password, update the user in the database, and return the updated user. Sounds good. So let's continue. So before the update, the password update, the user need to receive an email. So actually the user need to provide his email to receive an account recovery link by email. So to do this, we need to also have an endpoint. So we will not test this. We will just, I think we can actually test this quickly. We Postman to make sure that later we don't get in trouble. So let's have a post type, a row, and a JSON here. And for the JSON, we will have the same data, here, also the same data here. So actually, for this one, we need to check the bearer token. So first, the thing get interesting here, because for using injection dependence, I don't know how to use middleware. I need to go to, I will list this dependence documentation, sorry, to see how they use middleware. So we will create a authentication middleware to access these endpoints, but actually we just test everything without the authentication middleware. So what is the authentication middleware? I think the sorry guys, I think the authentication middleware, no, I don't think the authentication middleware will check if the token is still valid, and yes, let us access access each endpoint that is protected, that is not that is not public. So we will just we'll just test, as I said, we'll just test the audit password. Sorry guys, I just realized that this endpoint need to be in a user controller, because now we have a auth controller. A auth controller is not to, if we have to make everything right, this endpoint should not be in this file. So anyway, I will just use this endpoint and move the endpoint to user controller file. So let me test this, and if everything work, we will just move the source code. And now we will have this, and we have a put type. So the put type with this, usually normally you will need to have this setup, but we will do it later. We use no auth, and we will check this, and we have an error. Sorry guys, we have an error. We don't have any route with yes, because we don't reload the server. Actually, let's reload the server. So the server is reloaded. Let's yes, so as you can see, as you can as you can see, everything is okay. So let's actually let's record as it, and while we are creating our user controller ts.ts, we remove this source code inside the user controller. We will leave as it now for now, but now we need an account recovery endpoint. So that will be send account recovery link. Send account recovery link. So the account recovery link with yes. So you always use shortcut. Do not forget to return a bad request on catch block, and also do not forget to use our parameters request and response. I will always be lazy, guys, because if you don't, you will lose a lot of time while recording. So a lot of copy paste, I know. and now we will get the user from the body also. And let me take a quick look on my other project, how I do it, because I just want to waste a lot of time. I will explain each time I do code. So what I do is I find a user like here. The I found the user that is trying to get a recovery. That is normal. Actually, we need to check if the user exists in the database. So we check if the user exists. If the user don't exist, if he don't, we will say that we are not found the user. So actually, there will be a not found like this request to say that okay, you are not in our database. You need to check your email or you need to create your account. So we are not found your email, but if we do, actually, I think yes, we will generate a 24 hours token that will why the token, because the token we will check inside we check if the token is still available to let the user access the password page to change its password, because we can send like in any other again software when you ask for a link to update your password, the link is always available 24 hours. I think one day we do the same. So now we will generate this token. So let me generate the token that is available 24 hours. So we say Bureau token. Yes, we use the same service. So Bureau token generate, and we will add same. We will add the email and the password. So yeah, the email and the password, and we will say that the token is available 24 hours, and we will use. I think I might need to add this data in this. Sorry, I think I might need to add this data in an enum, because there will be a lot of update, a lot of refactor. If I had to change this, that will be changed once, and because if I don't assume that I use a lot this, and if I don't do that, so I have a lot more work to do later on. So I will identify each time I will use enum. So expire in. Okay, we will change every by using. So actually, what you need to do is to hit for you guys that are using Windows, you need to, for Mac, still I don't know, you need to hit Control and F, so you can have this first text box. So in the first text box, you need to you need to tap this and hit click on match case, and when you do that, still have three results. So you need to replace each data. So we will just write the first. So we will write the first to make everything easy. So the expire in enum, and we use the 1 day. Yeah, we can do it directly because I think we have just one. So the 7 day, and for the other we just replace them. So done. Okay, so 1 day by any 1 day, and we will create a link. So the link that the link which the user will click to get to the update a password page. So the link will look like this. The link will be, so it on Windows also you need to have this. Sorry, on not Windows. Sorry, you need to have the user. So actually, we will use origin URL. So I don't actually have. Sorry, guys. I don't actually have this. So the origin URL will be the software URL. So the domain name. So I think I will just say domain name like this, or the software URL. So yes, I think the origin URL instead, and in the interface we just add the origin URL because we don't have it. And this is something we can, I don't know, you need to store it. I don't know, I think we don't need to store it, but yes, for the security we can actually store it. So we will store the origin URL also. And that is actually not required. So that will look like this, and this because, and we will just use what will be the route that get us to the update page, and here we will have to pass also the token. So inside you can get the token in the front end and check if the token is still available. Check if the token is not expired, still valid. So that's it. So now we have to send an email. So I need to create an email that send the link to the user. So actually I think I might need to create a service that that send email. So I will create an email service. So like this. So my yes. Before the email service, I think I will need to create a file. Yeah, I don't know. Yes. Before that, I will create an util that. Let me check in other. Before that. Before that, I will create. I need to create inside the util folder a method that send email. So I will create a method that send email. So I will create a email dot utils dot util dot ts. Okay, so now that I will create a class email. So this class will just contain a static method that's an email. Yes. So that's it. And what we will have the person to who will send the email and the subject, and we will also have the content. Yes, I think that is okay. And now we will have a try catch block. Each time use a try catch block, and now you will have to throw the error if something get wrong. We have a transporter. So we have a transporter. So I said early before the start that you need to have a node mailer. So you need to import node mailer. Yes. Sorry guys. Node mailer from node mailer. So you need to have node mailer to create a transport. So the transport will be the host and the SMTP that will contain the SMTP configuration, the SMTP setup. We will create, I think, we need to create a constant. Yes, we might need to create a constant that contains a real value. Yes, I think we will need a constant that contains a real value. So yes. So here we have a constant like this. So we have a file called smtp config dot constant dot ts, and we export a const that we call smtp config. And we will say that the host is we say that the host is equal smtp. So I will use a Gmail account. So I will use a Gmail account. So the SMTP will be. Let me take a quick look. SMTP, okay, gmail.com, and the port will be also 587 and secure. It is secure, and we use the auth. So the auth will be your account, your Gmail account. If you are using a Gmail account like me, but if you are using another account, I don't actually need to check on Google how to configure your SMTP. So the user will be, I will use this here. Okay. So we will create a transport, and after that we will have a mail option. So the mail option will be the mail option. I think I can create a okay. The mail option will be from the from will be the same account, Gmail account. So auth and user, and after that the two will be the two, and the subject will be the subject, and the content will be the actually we will use HTML, so the content will be the content. Yes, because we will use HTML template to send the email. And now I think we can send the email with the transporter. So actually we send the email with the transporter, so we will use the mail option, and we will use callback. So inside the callback we will check if we have an error. We will check if we have an error. If we have an error, we will return false, because actually we need to have a promise of boolean, boolean. So we return. Oh, sorry guys. So we return a false, and we will console log the error. And if we don't, we will return a true. We return true. Sorry. And we send just we say that for ourselves, because nobody see that if he's not using the source code, and we say that the message that the message is sent. So we see that the message is sent. To a message with this ID. Sorry guys, I see that the message with this ID is sent. With this response. Okay, and we return it true. Okay guys, actually I think I will sign a promise of boolean. Okay, and here I will return false. That's it. Now that I I do that, I will just create. Sorry guys, yes. Okay. Now that I do that, I will create a email service to an authentication email service. I think. I will create a service to send authentication email. So I will create a new file called auth email.service.ts. Auth email. And now that I create this, I will just create. Let me comment actually the email. There's an email. So now we will generate the doc. So it's done. So we create this and we will create a method that send the account recovery link. And inside here we have the two and we have the name and a subject. Have name to use and a subject. I'm sorry, not the subject, but the subject. It's okay. Here we will just read down the email with chills. And we say that we want to send an email to and we use the subject and the content. Where is the content? I don't actually know. Yes, I think I just need to build the content here. And I will need to link also. Yeah. And I just need to build the content here. So let me add an empty string here. Make this accent. So let me check in other project how I do that. So what I do is actually what I do is that let import fs file system from file system and import path from paths and let with our content. So the file system will read file async. Back result, and we will get the tier name. Let me actually see what I have. Name. Okay. The tier name plus. So there will be the email template folder. I don't remember if I just add a email template folder, guys. But if I don't, I will do. And actually, I will update the public repository, which is new code. So actually, I decide to let the code public to reach this actual point. I will just make the repository public for a few more videos before make this public, because actually that I say yearly, this is a private project. Even I am sharing, I just want you to code at the same time as me to get more experience. I just can let you grab the source code like this without watching and without trying to learn. So yes, I will just let you have this, and after that I will use the template. So actually I just need, I think, to so the template is account recovery link .html. Okay, and I use the link. Now I will use the link like this. No, okay. Now that I do this, let's see. Okay, so I use bad result, and okay, let's use an encoding. So encoding will be encoding. Okay, now we will replace we will use a marker in the HTML, and we will replace the marker. So I was saying that we will use marker on the HTML and replace this marker like when we are trying to just replace this marker. So we will say that the content equal again the content, and where we will replace this marker. So this marker will be the name marker, like an interpolation in Angular. I will use the name or the full name, because I already have the template, and I remember that I add a full name, and we will replace by the name, and we will also replace the link, and like this, we will paste the link. So that's it. We have our subject, we have our content, and everything is ready to go. Now we will generate a doc. So actually I just figured out that I also need to, you can see this guy also generate actually the link. Okay, this is smart. So